time for Toke again, and I'm here in South Florida, um, just ready to share some of the thoughts that I have for you guys today. This today is a focus on what we tend to have is still the differences that we have between one another, but so many people just are so um, focused on what they believe. And today, that's what I want to look at. Like, how do you know what you know? Okay. How do you know what you believe happens to be accurate? Now, there's a gentleman, his name is Paul Thigpen, and in something that I listened to not that long ago, as he was looking at different faiths, he asked this question, how do you know? And he saw different folks arguing about, their beliefs and their dogmas and things. And he came up with three ways that one knows what you know. Number one, you know it because through reasoning, you rationalize through some sort of rational thought. Another way that you know what you know is because you have personal experience. And the third way is because someone told you. And it's you basically are, an authority has said that this is what's true, this is what's accurate. So, how do you know? Now, let's look at rationalization. So, if you use reason in order to come up with what you know, that's pretty awesome. But just because to you it may be reasonable, doesn't necessarily mean somebody else might have a different reason for their belief. Let's pick a belief in God, for instance. That when we say that one person could have their reasons for saying that there is a God, and then another person has a reason for saying that there is no God. Reasonable people can discuss these and share ideas and come up with, oh yeah, okay, maybe that makes sense or it doesn't make sense. But by reason, that's one way to. Now, personal experience is really awesome. With personal experience, then you have, like I something that I literally went through, something that I saw, and it's for these reasons that so it goes back to reason then, that because of personal experience that I believe what I believe. And the third is what almost everything that we end up believing is through an authority. Someone told you that this is true. For instance, the chemical makeup, the chemical makeup of water is H2O. How do you know this? Did you go and check with water and see that there's two hydrogens and one oxygen atom? No. Someone told you that you trust. Unless you've looked through an electron microscope and seen it yourself, so those people by personal experience would be able to point it out. But for most of us, you believe it because someone told you. Mainly what we go through in school, we are told, and we therefore believe because this is what we were told. Things that we learned from our parents, they were the authority. So today, what we have is folks that are at opposite extremes in political or religious or whatever realm, and they fight like cats and dogs, but they don't necessarily know. The question I have is, well, how do you know? Why do you believe what you believe? Do you actually look back at that particular source to say that that's a good place to go? Have they been accurate in the past, or have they been off in the past? So this is something that when it comes to us coming together to talk to one another, that I believe is missing. That so many people just hold on so fast to what they believe that it doesn't allow for going through and maybe reasoning. Look at what the authority that you are following. Look at, did they use reason to come up with what they came up with? Did they have an alternative motive? What is going on with them that makes them believe what they believe and then telling you what they do? I especially see this in our news media. Like some people watch, CNN, MSNBC, Fox. There's a One American News, EWTN, Eternal Word Television Network, which is a Catholic station. They have news. And so they may show the same story and then have different type of takes on it. So my point in this one is just to plant a little seed that when you are believing what you're believing, my question is, how do you know? If you get it from some authority, how does that authority know? Do they really have the authority to tell you what they're telling you? And I'm going to leave that thought with you right now. And on another toke, I will go through that and tell you some of the things in my life that I went through, that I found that who I believed in wasn't necessarily telling me what I thought. Signing off.